Not even blue screen of death can keep us at bay. Apex Racing TV, Alex Simpson, Andrew Woodhouse. We will not be interrupted on our double bill. Take that. We managed to get it back up just as qualifying has finished. I am quickly going to run you through the qualifying results as well. Julio there on pole position, Lars in second, Jamie Fluke in third, Istvan in fourth, Friends in fifth, Mark Warmington is in 6th, Hackerson 7th, Dan Berry 8th, Eric Joy in 9th, Marcus in 10th, Max in 11th, Clive Morrison in 12th, running through Peter Newman, Andrew Curry, Sebastian Joe, what's he doing in there? There's a few other pro drivers in.
That's what he's doing.
There's a few other pro drivers in there. I don't think they're going to take to the grid. There's a few people missing. Wow, yes, here we go. Andrew, you're just joining us when you can, mate. Just let me know. It's all good. But yeah, so for part 2 of our double bill, we're at Sebring, just so we know track conditions out there at the moment. Yeah, pretty hot, 26 degrees clear. Oh, and we thought the last one was hot. Yeah, this is going to be interesting as well. 18 cars, just Sebastian hasn't formed up on the grid. Right, here we go then. Second race of the night is away. Oh, Sebring bumpy enough on that main straight as well. Not easy to get the power down. Everybody using a bit of ERS into turn 1, where everything can go wrong. Avoid those cones. They are the death on this track. The new update will be removing them. Fortunately, everyone checks up for turn 1, turn 2. There's a little mistake there, and I think that's actually between a couple of Apex cars. It is? That's always good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get the practice in for the weekend, boys.
Who was it?
I daren't name and shame. Julio, though, up in front and away. Good start for him. He's got Lars right behind him, though. Followed by Jamie Fluke. These three got a great start, no real issues. Istvan from 4th, a little bit bogged down compared to some of the others. And just to answer a question about whether or not these races are going to be every week, yes, they are. So
cones flying everywhere there.
Oh, there is cones flying everywhere. So Sebring then, obviously very, very bumpy. 2 DRS sections on this. We have got straight out of turn 4 going into the hairpin and the back straight section as well that all the drivers are just flowing through now. So,
oh, Mr. Van Loosenhold's got in there as well. He snuck in again.
And Graham as well, look.
Cheeky boy.
Just sneaks his way past Ben Hackerson as well. They jump from one to the other pretty snappily.
I wouldn't like to be in this race when those guys are around, I've got to say. Mr. Hackerson doing pretty well.
Yeah, obviously we know Ben from the BSR as well. Had a reasonable race last night, didn't he? Reasonable night's racing. He had a bit here and there. So I
think there were some silly beggars going on, weren't there, in the middle of that pack? Quite a lot. Nearly 50 cars last night, so... Julio Ornelas leading then by about half a second from Lars Bolt, and it's Jamie Fluke in 3rd. What's he overtaking like here, Alex? Is it going to be difficult for these guys?
I think it will be quite difficult. In a little bit of testing that I've done so far, you can you really pick up the dirty air through this sector we're at now, and of course, going into that sort of final corner is normally the best place to overtake, but I think with the DRS now going into the hairpin, that might open that up. But why this was very difficult going into turn 1 when you were super close was very, very tricky just to spot anything. You've just kind of got to throw it in on a bit of a whim and hope that you don't hit the wall or anything like that, because so tough. And you need to be close. You can't afford just to back it off a little bit and try and get a good exit or anything like that, because you lose all your momentum and you want that 3/10, 4/10 of a second behind. Of course, there is an update to DRS coming. That was meant to be out yesterday, but that was delayed. And yeah, ERS is going to be reduced, DRS is going to be improved. So I think we'll probably, that 0.4 of a second that seems to be the sweet spot for a DRS pass, it's probably going to go up to maybe sort of 0.6 or something like that, which I think is a lot more like real life.
Yeah, it should be somewhere around at least something like half a second or something like that, where you get a chance, you know.
Side by side, we've got Carroll and friends there. Carroll through into the hairpin, as we said, that's one of the places. I do apologise, I haven't been able to update my cameras so far on this one. And we may have a little special guest commentator as well, if he's got himself all set up and ready. Kev, you there, buddy?
Hello, Andrew. How are you? I'll tell you.
Yeah, all good, mate. Talk about thrown straight into the deep end. I get a horrible feeling, Kev, that you're probably not going to be able to spectate this race, are you?
No, not at the moment. I don't think so.
We'll have to get you. We'll have to get you all sorted out for the next one. But Kev, you're going to join us on these races on a Friday night moving forward.
Yeah,
just
definitely.
to cover that, and new member to the team.
Yes, definitely going to do that. Be a bit different from racing, but yeah, a bit nervous about doing it. But yeah, we'll get there at the end once we get set up with everything.
Well, don't worry about it. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. And yeah, we're sorry about the issues tonight, but we will.
It's alright. I was a bit late to the party. I thought it started a bit later than it actually did. So
to be fair, we've got you in the server, and that was the first bit. So
yes, that's a start.
Next week we will catch you later. Yep. But yeah, take care, mate. I'll catch you later.
Perfect. Thanks.
There you go.
Yeah, so Kevin
bit unfortunate there.
Yeah, we totally forgot that. Everything sort of went wrong. We are obviously pushed with time switching between the two servers, and then throw a blue screen of death in there just to add to it. Doesn't really help, does it? But yeah, 17 drivers still out there as well. Everybody.
Graham Carroll is right up the tailpipe of Istvan Balag there, and he's the man who, by the way, does 99% of the cameras for the British Sim Racing Touring Car Championship as well. So
yeah, and the Grand Prix Series cameras as well. So he's going to curse at me now for not having the camera pack on when he watches this one
when
back.
He's actually driving.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we were late.
we used to drive with this fan actually in the IndyCar series when we had the Apex Racing. When we had the Apex Racing League IndyCar series.
Yeah, because initially it was the very first one was fixed, wasn't it? And then
the
we
old
moved
Dallara.
to an open setup.
Carroll's struggling to get through here, and so is Jamie. Jamie Fluke hasn't even had a chance to get through, and very quick drivers just can't make an overtake. Oh, Carroll's going down the inside into turn 1. That's going to be tough to keep that because, Ballard's got the outside, but Carroll's going to be later on the brakes surely here. Oh, and he twitches into that little hairpin corner there.
Yeah, that's good from Carroll. Also from Istvan, he didn't make that easy, and I think that's the key thing, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're fighting the pro drive, Carroll's got some front end damage on that as well. I wonder if he actually made contact at some point with Balog.
I wonder if it was Carroll that was involved at the start. I think it might have been Martin actually. Martin's still struggling a little bit. Pace not quite there. Closing in on Hackerson as well.
Oh, he's disappeared, has he?
Yep. Where's he gone? Oh well, that's that.
He's got front wing damage as well. He must have heard it on the thing. He's like, oh, screw this. Max Armour in 10th place. He's got pressure from Mark Warmington. Mark's another driver who's had many races on Apex Racing TV, and he's got front end damage on that McLaren Honda as well.
I have to say, it does pick up damage pretty easy, but you can
also around in some places on this track as well.
But you can also run with it as well. That's the thing. So the front end does sort of the wing does damage up pretty quickly, but it's not too much of a problem, to be fair. I tell you what, the biggest problem is when these drivers pit and you don't want it to change the wing because it's not affecting your speed, but it costs you 4 seconds anyway. That's quite frustrating, and something I hope that they can improve. Jamie Fluke closing in on Lars Ball here as well. The front three lapping within 1/10 of a second of each other pretty much every lap, so very impressive.
He's been there though, mate, all the race so far. and he just can't make any inroads. Even with DRS, I mean, he has DRS open now, but so does Lars Boll.
And I think this is the issue that some of the guys were bringing up as well. The DRS trains are pretty immense, and it's not an awful lot that you can when you do. And I know from myself, obviously, a couple of weeks back now in Phillip Island, you know, I was at the back of that because of the bad qualifying, and there's just absolutely nothing you can do. Everybody else has got slipstream and ERS and DRS, and you just sat there like. Rrr.
I mean, is there anything you could do with the engine modes to maybe save a bit of power for a more important time, or?
Well, I would dare say that's probably what Jamie's doing right now as well. He's just trying to save up that, and you know, he'll have a bit of an onslaught later on. He'll pick a time when he thinks that he can probably
maybe use some more fuel or something like that.
Well, he won't worry. Not the fuel; they'll all be on full mixture at the moment. But certainly, you know, so perhaps he'll be saving up to a point where, say, Lars is quite close to falling out of the DRS, and then he'll really pile the pressure on, use the ERS, so that Lars is more looking towards his rear view mirror than ahead to see if he can break the slipstream.
A bit like this time here, because Boll's not had a very good run out of that final corner. I'll be honest, I hate that final corner. And here comes Jamie Fluke. Yeah, he's got it done.
It runs a little bit wide, and Lars has a think about returning. But
that straight was a tiny bit longer down to that next little section. I think you'd have more overtaking on this track. Next target then for Jamie Fluke is the leader, Julio Ornelas.
Carroll's closed into the back of those two as well with the little fighting that they've done.
Yeah, Carroll somehow has made it there very, very quickly.
That battle between Hackerson, Warmington and Yannick there all closed down. Sorry, it was Yannick and Warmington, wasn't it? So,
yeah.
Sorry, no, it's Max earlier on. Where's Max dropped? He dropped 2 seconds back. So we're still watching this
crash.
Still watching this battle further up the field. Let's just jump back to that one. Just seems to have dropped back a little bit. But yeah, Yannick.
I can't see anything obvious. But he was ahead of Mark Warmington, wasn't he? So
I have to say, it just looks like to me that Mark is banging in really good lap times at the moment, consistent lap times as well. He's just losing a little bit on Hackerson ahead of him.
By the way, I don't know if you've seen, if you've got the same livery for Max as I have, but it's a Jaguar livery. It looks lovely.
I don't think it's refreshed on my page actually, on my system. Back to the top four, getting ever closer. Just what is that? That's 1.4 seconds separate all four of them at the moment. Carroll looking to put a bit of pressure on Lars. Lars doesn't defend it too aggressively.
Julio going pretty nicely as well at the front. But now he's going to have the big test because Carroll's managed to go through into third. Luke there as well. So Jamie's very quick though, Alex, isn't he? For those who don't know, he's very quick in the gear, and he's very, very quick in this Formula 1 car as well.
I mean, just if anyone missed any of the results that he did last season as well, was racing in the top split, and you know, got some great results against, you know, some really strong competition as well. I mean, you know, you had Patrick in there, Michael Dinkle, Jeremy Bootloop, and you know, he was giving those guys a run for his money, and you know, they're sort of top 10 material in the World Championship. So you can, you know, the guys that are in and around him now are also doing a great job as well. I will confess, he might be a little hungover after
yes,
Patrick's there yesterday, but you know, we'll let him off. It's
the
evening
he didn't
now.
have the best night in the Kia last night either, did he? But
No.
Reigning champion in that series, of course, as well. Reigning Winter Series champion. Doing a full Pro Series for the first time, and DRS enabled here.
If anything, it's going to be
Carroll
on Fluke. I think he just backed out of it a little bit there. Thought he wasn't going to make a move, so just didn't give it anything more.
He did close on the DRL. Fluke's off. He spins and he's caught it nicely, but that's going to set him back a little.
Yeah, what happened there exactly? Is that just
Sure, mate.
just literally changing camera to get on board, see what was going on with these guys, and
just lost the car, mate. I think he overheated the rears. It's hot out there, you said?
Yeah, it is very, very hot. We've just jumped on
44 degrees C.
No issues in getting the car stopped.
Here comes Graham Carroll.
Just the loud pedal, I'm afraid.
Graham Carroll through with DRS on Julio Ornelas.
Have to bring that back on replay. Just missed it. Couldn't quite get it there in time.
Nice easy move with DRS in the end. A good run out of the first sector.
Yeah, when the other car hasn't got DRS as well, it does make it a lot easier. Very comfortable on the brakes as well, Carroll.
Yep. Yeah, as he should be, and he's just come from winning a Formula Renault race as well, so good versatility he's showing as well. It's hard to jump from a car like the Renault into a car like this.
That'd be rubbish, I'll be honest. That'd be no good.
Oh, there goes a cone. Don't he hit the wee cones there, laddie? Cones going everywhere in this track. What can these cones still be lodged in the car like in
Really
like in
badly.
Indianapolis?
Yeah, really
Oh,
badly.
Carroll's wide. Oof. Almost hit the wall there.
Looks like yeah, Hewlett and Lars.
Is that actually the line Alex threw there? Sorry, the one that Graham did, it looked like he went very, very wide. But is that a line that some people are using intentionally, or did he just miss it slightly?
Yeah, I don't think it's quite as wide as we saw, but
Yeah.
I think you can take so many different lines through there. That's the thing. So, a couple of little good battles starting to form up actually, and Fluke didn't lose too much time with that lap, you know. So he's still in with a shout, and Friends and Istvan as well, closing in on each other as well. So just 0.6 of a second separate those now.
Yeah, it's Van Ballo finished Kern. In P5 and P6, Kern with DRS, but he didn't get a great run, did he, out of that? Great run down there, I'll be honest.
Tricky corner. I wonder what the guys are going to do with regards to pit stops as well, because tyres have changed somewhat this season, and we've obviously give the guys some strategies to do depending on weathers and things like that.
Oh, there goes another cut.
Yeah. You got to watch them because it really is easier to pick them up.
I noticed when you were driving this course the other night when we were doing our little setup stream that you weren't troubling those cones on the outside of that right-hander.
Yeah, I think if you do hit them, you're just a little bit wide, and you run the risk of. Don't know if you remember me saying on the stream. There's that nasty bump in the middle of the circuit, and we've got someone into the pits. That's Graham Carroll into the pits. Lap 11, really early.
It's for tyres.
I think he probably is going to take some tyres.
Yeah, some tyres for Carroll. So, is that a thing here? I mean, are we really losing the grip in the tyre at the end of the stint?
The wear rate is a lot more. There we go.
What's that?
Foren's around, and just.
Oh wow! Did he hit anything, or is he alright?
No, he's alright. He avoided the wall, but he will have cooked his tyre there as well. To see if he's patient getting the gas back down.
That
it's
was
so
the
easy
exit
just
of
to
sector
drop
1, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it is super easy to do that there, I tell you. Especially when the tyres are starting to get a little bit hot, and I dare say that's our answer there, right there. With the super hot weather, the car just falls off a lot quicker.
Well, we are in Florida, and
I think we will see.
Oh yeah, he's losing the rear there, Alex. You can see.
I think we will see a lot more stops this season. Certainly people will be in. Last season, obviously, it was no stops every single race we went to. But I think this season we'll definitely see stops starting to happen.
Well, what we need to keep an eye on is the lap times of Graham Carroll, really, isn't it? Now that he's been in the pits.
He's in a bit of traffic. He's caught up. He's caught up Ben Hackerson and now Yannick as well. So,
do we have any sort of software in sim racing that will sort of project where you come out of the pit stop, like in anything that you can visually see as a driver?
There is. I think there's a couple of bits of software out there as well. So
Carroll's through, by the way, and is that Dan Berry? No, it's not Dan Berry. It's Van Broek. Yeah, Yannick Van Broek, and he's on to the back of Mark Warmington, I believe. Warmington's got some damage, but Will that be affecting him too much, do you think?
A little bit. I mean, still lapping really good pace out there is Mark. He's just 2 or 3 tenths off of the leaders right now, so I think he got caught up, did he, at the start? He lost a lot of time at the start where everybody had to check up for that little incident, so...
Julio's really holding up Lars now. Just where you can go through, isn't it, really?
Yeah, Jamie back onto these guys as well.
This is helping Carroll, though, isn't it, massively? Carroll down the inside of Warmington into the hairpin. So that's not the hairpin, that's one of the right-handers at the bottom end of the circuit.
Yeah, it's almost a hairpin. We'll let you off.
A 90-degree I quite like this section, actually, Alex. These
that
two corners heading onto this fast S's part.
That corner is so bumpy as well. So if you wanna know if you can set up a suspension on a car, get it to work smoothly over that right-hander there, and you're a master.
Graham Carroll is going very smoothly at the moment.
Top 3 getting really, really close again. Just 9/10 of a second separate all of them.
DRS for Mark Warmington. Going to help him stay somewhere near Graham Carroll, but Carroll's confidence through that last corner is just immense, and this is his first full lap out of the pit lane, I believe.
Yeah, we'll see what his lap time is.
1:35.4.
Quite a difference, and that was with an overtake as well, wasn't it? So,
but he's going to potentially have slightly worse tyres at the end of the race as well. So,
Atkinson into the
it's
pits.
a trade-off, isn't it?
Oh, it is. The undercut is very much real nowadays as well, where it wasn't before. So if you can get in a few laps early, you can really make it count. These hotter tracks, I think you are going to be looking upwards of a second a lap. So you got to be careful. You got to judge when you pit and when you're going to come out. Don't do it too early, like you say, because people will come back at you at the end. But do you want track position? It is difficult to overtake here, so there's lots for the drivers to think about in the cockpit right now.
See if Lars Boll can manage to extract enough out of that McLaren to use the DRS effectively down this back straight.
Just doesn't look like he's got enough oomph, even with the DRS.
Doesn't look like he's gaining at all. He wasn't gaining at all through there, was he?
And I think that is basically what everybody has been saying is the problem, is that the DRS is underpowered and the ERS is overpowered. So you can push the button and defend like crazy, and you can pull away if the other person isn't on the button as well.
Well, that is how it is in Grand Prix racing, though. I would imagine. Maybe not to that degree.
I think the DRS is still more powerful than the ERS.
Oh, the DRS makes a huge difference.
Yeah,
And
at the minute it's the other way around for us.
Oh,
so
Carroll's off. Pushing very hard.
Widen turn 1. I think
Be all right.
without looking at that back, my best guess is he knew he was going wide, and instead of picking up the cone, he just decided to take a bit more of the gravel.
Yeah.
Because you're better off avoiding that cone and losing half a second or 3/4 of a second by taking a little bit extra wider line. Then you
the
are
fastest
picking
lap
up
of the Grand Prix on the last lap as well, Alex. So he was pushing hard.
Yeah, it's absolutely going for it.
He flat out through that first corner.
You obviously have to have a little down a few gears going in. But if you get the right apex going in, then yeah, you're pretty much flat out coming out of it.
Carroll maybe getting... We've all done it, though, haven't we? We've all got into the rhythm on the track and we've pushed it slightly too far. Graham Carroll now has caught Ferenc Kern. Kern hits the cone.
Any tactic, whatever, I think. Trying to kick
Put cones in his way, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. He's going to go through. Look at the DRS for Graham Carroll, though.
And it's just the traction coming off of that corner before, before the straight. The fresh tyres, just nothing
DRS
really.
definitely helped him that time.
Yeah, nothing he could do whatsoever. Front 3 is starting to separate apart a little bit.
Funny because Boll was all over the back of Ornelas.
Dan Barry closing in on Max Armour as well.
Yep. Armour, the American.
Looking at lap times, it's 0.3 of a second difference the last time by, so it's not huge amounts that he's catching, but it's enough.
Pete Newman in 12th. Has he had? Has he been in the wars, Pete? At some point. Oh yeah, he has. Look at the front wing. That's quite a sizable issue for Pete Newman, I think.
It's good to see Pete sign up actually, because one of the last driving the old. What's that? It's the old Renault livery. Looks like for me.
I see McLaren, but might be just trading. Might be that the trading paints haven't quite updated there. Something's happened to Marcus. Has something happened to Marcus Dressel, or has he been in the pits? I think he's been in the pits.
Been in the pits. He had a 20-second pit stop as well, so some problems for
That's
him.
the teammate of Frederick Kern there.
Jamie Fluke into the pits. Gonna try the undercut clearly. Let's keep an eye on this. How long is the stop?
Graham Carroll's already gone through on him, by the way.
4.5 seconds. That seems pretty long.
That's
Of
how
course.
much Graham Carroll's gained
Ah.
in that undercut phase, Alex.
Crazy, and we could see he was 2 or 3 seconds a lap. Well, it was about 2 seconds a lap faster.
Yep.
So Sebring really pounding the tyres, it would appear.
Oh, Carroll's back in the pits.
Okay.
He retired. He did just go through into the lead just a moment. Oh, did he? Oh no, he's pulled off the track.
Yeah, it's probably just experimenting.
Is that enough for one day? I think.
As he knows, it's all about the other guys.
Yep. Done a good stint there, although he's seen the effect of the undercut. So
Max into the pits too. Clive Morrison goes through. Oh! Massive twitch for. I don't think that was for Jamie. I think that was Warmington. Yeah, Warmington just pushing, obviously his tyres a little bit longer, and big old twitch.
I can see the Renault livery now.
I'll say anybody who doesn't know Pete Newman as well, that's a man who is dedicated to his sim racing. Just explain what he did last season in the BSR TC Andrew that just was crazy, if you know what I'm on about.
In order to try and get into the top 10 showdown positions, to give himself a shot at the title, he raced one meeting from his hospital bed just to try and get some points. And I think he finished 2 of the 3 races, I think.
I think he did, yep.
I think he said he got distracted when an attractive nurse walked by in the other race, and I think that's why he ended up in the wall. But yeah, very dedicated, and I love that livery. I think that's my all-time favourite Formula 1 livery, in my opinion. Is that Renault? I think it looks spectacular.
Warmington and Yannick into the pits. Right, let's take a quick look.
Oh, and into the pits goes Pete Newman.
We've had some pit stops as well. Fluke did indeed jump Lars, but couldn't quite get Julio there as well. So come out just 0.2 of a second behind or ahead. So just that one lap got Jamie in. And I think the guys just reacted to the fact that Jamie went into the pits and knew that they couldn't afford to stay out any longer. So both of them in the lap after. Dan Berry's still out there as well. He hasn't pitted. Istefan's taken over the lead. We're on lap 17. He hasn't pitted either. So, these guys going for the longest stint, and they'll be as quick as they can be towards the end.
Yeah, sorry for the laugh there. I wasn't laughing at them. Wasn't laughing at the on-track action. Yeah, Istvan Balog's gone into the lead then.
Stayed out again. And do another lap. Can push the tyres quite a way. I mean, the spot is actually pretty good for those that sort of don't know. If you run the tyre really close to the limit of where it's about to have a puncture, it will tell you that you need to come in and have some fresh tyres. And
Can you get a puncture then now?
Yeah, you can. We saw them last season. Watkins Glen. It was an absolutely scorching hot track. I think hottest you can possibly get. Clear skies, maximum temperature.
Yep.
And obviously 66% was the race distance, and a couple of drivers tried to do it all the way. Well, actually, everybody tried to do it on the one set of tyres, and I think a couple of people got themselves a puncture with about 2 or 3 laps to go, and others just managed to make it. So if you're locking up and causing, giving your car a lot of stick, then you can get yourself a puncture, which is I didn't even know you could get them, to be honest, until it happened. So
do you get one?
No, I didn't.
Istvan leads by 14 seconds. He's a very useful driver, Istvan, anyway, isn't he?
He's quick in the IndyCar in the day as well. So I expect him to be sort of in and around this position, most races. And Luke maybe got a little bit of a run. No, he hasn't. It is very difficult to overtake, and I think we're starting to see that really come out now. Of course, just so everybody's aware, the Formula Renault 2.0 Strength for Field Race Sport Prime Time is on after this, 9 o'clock.
Yep.
I don't mind giving a fellow broadcaster a bit of a plug. So just stay tuned on iRacing Live and switch over to there. Now, we should finish just as that starts. If we've got the timings right, that is.
If we've got the times right. 30 odd minutes have passed here. Lap 19. So what time is it now? Yeah, I think we're just about hand over to the race spot crew in time. So the battle for what's effectively the lead then, mate. Fluke's managed to get through, but it really hasn't helped him, has it, that much?
Well, you got that.
He's still not making any real. He's not even had a sniff of an overtaking opportunity yet.
No, not at all. I mean, and that really goes to for what you were saying. It is difficult to get past. Just the dirty air in that sort of. I think it's classed as sector 4. It might be sector 5. I can't remember how many sectors there are around there. It's crazy, man.
The fast bit.
Yeah, through this bit now, the dirty air through there. We're looking back actually just to see if Lars can get a bit of a run. He can't. DRS pops open, and nothing going again.
Jamie's only 2 kilometers an hour quicker than Julio down that straight with DRS wide open. I don't know whether that's anything to do with the setup of these two cars relative to each other, or whether that's the illustration of the DRS. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and you can run different sets as well.
Oh, there's a cone stuck in the car of Jamie Fluke.
I haven't got the cone stuck. It just flew to the side, so different for everyone apparently.
Okay.
So we'll see.
On my screen, it's wedged in his front wing.
He did hit it, and it is a problem. And that's normally when you do pick him up. That turn one is a real problem.
Funny how it's not in yours and it is in mine, but it's still taking a ride on his. Oh, it's gone now. Oh, and my phone gone as well. There, pop that on the floor. But yeah, Jamie Fluke jettisons the excess cargo. It seems.
Let's hope it has gone and it's not stuck on his screen. The worst is when you can hear it, because you can hear it just going like tap 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 on the road, and you're like, oh no. You just can't get rid of it. You try and shake and have a little weave here and there, and it just doesn't come. Pop over the curve, still doesn't come out. You kind of almost left to pit in really quickly, or just deal with it for the rest of the race.
Got a perspective. We've got a bit of a, well, not quite a gaggle, but almost a bit of a battle between Ben Hackison and Yannick van Broek, and they're about 3 seconds ahead of Eric Waugh as well. So got a chance there.
I'll give you something that could be going on here. Maybe not. What if, according to my screen, Estevan's got a cone stuck as well?
No, he hasn't got one stuck in mine.
Yeah, there it goes. I wonder if he's trying to no-stop it. It's gonna. I mean, I'll be surprised if the tires last. But it'd be interesting to see, because he's still out there. Lap 21, 14 to go. Lap times are still sort of mid 137s. He's being closed down at about a second a lap, so it's not going to be enough. He's going to have
Well,
them
if he
all
can
over him at the end.
If he can defend, it will be. But what
Well,
state of his tyres going to be in after
well,
35
yeah.
laps? We're on lap 21. What's his? Let's have a look at the progression of the lap times. To be fair, they haven't got much slower for the last sort of 8 laps or so, and he picked up the times again. They had dropped into the 38s, but he picked them up again to the low 37s. Jamie, Julio's in the 36s, pursued by Jamie. Really, his only hope is that these guys start fighting, I think, if he's going to no-stop it. But alternatively, he might just be getting himself clear air, and he knows he's got a guaranteed 4th place, so he may as well go for it, I guess.
I think it's worth a gamble, isn't it? Sometimes
Because he's not going to lose out to Ferenc, is he?
No, I don't think so. Unless he has a puncher, of course, and then that's the
Ferenc
problem.
is lapping quicker, but you would think, yeah, exactly. Unless he has, but you would think that if he stays out, the worst that's going to happen to him is P4. Best that could happen is possibly the top step of the podium. So,
yeah.
There is a good chance there. I mean,
just got to think like Sergio, hasn't he? Drive like Sergio and save those tyres. He always manages to make them last
Perez, yeah.
like crazy amount of time. So he needs to blank out the fact that these guys are bearing down on him at some pace and just worry about his own race and just doing as consistent job as he can.
It might be a daft question, but are there some drivers in the World Championship who are better on the tyres than others, or does the car sort of not really allow that much tyre saving as such?
Well, it does. I mean, if you're aggressive on the tyres and locking up here, there, and everywhere, trying to get absolute max out of them, then they go off quicker. I don't think. The interesting thing is with the way the tyres have been, with them lasting as long as they have, I don't think we've really sort of been able to see the old car. You wouldn't have a clue. It was all about the fuel that you had on, really, more than the tyres. The tyres just sort of did their thing. So it's all about fuel strategy. But now, obviously, with the way the tyres are, I'm hoping we'll actually see that. To see, if there's drivers, Fluke, slightly different line into Sunset Bend, thought he was maybe having a look. But yeah, we should be able to see now if we've got people who can manage the tyres, those that do try and go for the crazy 1-stops when the rest of the field's doing, a 2 or even a 3. So that'll be interesting.
On some tracks, it would definitely work, for sure.
I think any track
this
where
could be one that it could work on.
Yeah, I think any track that's really difficult to overtake, it's worth a punt to a degree, because you're in the driving seat, you're in front, they've got to get by you. So it definitely looks like that's what Esteban's doing now. So
was it Thierry Boutsen that no-stopped a race at the Hungaroring once?
Oh, now
because
that was back.
That was back when it was impossible to overtake at the Hungaroring. So.
And the exact reason, he got himself track position. Thank you very much. So
yeah, and I think he did win the race. I'm not 100% sure, but I know he at least tried to do a no-stopper. I'll tell you what, I'll go do a quick Adam Bath on that, and I'll try and find out.
I'm closing in on Clive Morrison as well. Clive Morrison, another driver who hasn't pitted. So Clive trying to throw the strategy out there and see what he can do.
Yeah, Thierry Boutsen won the race from pole position, and I believe he had no stops. I'm not exactly sure, but I will try and find that out.
Yeah, Fluke just not able to get anything done. You're right. He just hasn't got the straight line speed, has he, to make it stick? Really struggling there. Ben Hackerson closing in on back in on Yannick. These guys separated by just about a second as well. Lots of little individual battles coming back, and we saw that all last season in the Grand Prix series as well. Myself and Conrad, when we were commentating on that one, it was just a case of all of a sudden the drivers were spread a little apart, and it would become crazy on the closing 5-6 laps. So from a commentator's point of view, it's exactly what we want to see.
Clive Morrison and Max Armour Very close together on the racetrack there.
Yeah, nothing going in this front battle. Let's just pay our attention over to them for a little moment.
Yeah, it was no stops for Bootston. That was Hungary 1990. But that track is very, very difficult to... You know, a very similar track, really, to Sebring almost in few ways, I guess. Different lines through the final corner.
Both pretty
Armagh
bumpy.
coming in very tight.
Pretty bumpy as well.
And sweeps round the outside of Clive Morrison. So Morrison not really,
Morrison's
putting up much of a fight there.
Morrison's struggling with his tyres, I think, more than anything now, because he's still out there. So he threw that curveball and just doing what he can.
Has anybody else not come into the pits yet? Has Mark Warmington been in yet?
Yeah, Mark Warmington's been in 4.5 second stop for him as well. Dan Berry actually had the quickest stop, which was 3.9 seconds, but he's been in twice according to the timing screen. So
I wonder if some of it's hitting your marks properly and bits like that with the pit stop, you know?
Also want to give a shout out to a couple of drivers who we haven't spoke about, and that's Marcus Dressel there. He had some problems at the start, didn't he? Looks like he's got some connection issues.
Is he the one who collided with Graham Carroll, possibly?
At the start, could have been. Oh, looks okay on my screen. And then Andrew Curry as well, just doing his thing. Andrew, yeah, we had a little chat on a message, and he was a bit concerned about coming in the race. Obviously, just jumping in the car, and you know he's pretty new to what I would say, you know, sim racing with all the assists turned off and in the cockpit, and he's jumped straight into the deep end with the McLaren MP4-30. So
Not easy.
No, not at all. So just getting up to speed, and the fact here he is lap 25, 10 to go and still going. I think, you know, that's an achievement on its own.
He did do a lap in the middle of the race, though, which was 1.5 seconds quicker than his qualifying time. So you can tell that it's coming on, you know, lap by lap for Curry. So it's great. He's not damaged the car. You know, he's got. This is the key, isn't it? You get to the end of the races, and you know, good things will start to happen for you.
You know, and I said exactly that. I said, you know, if you can finish every race, you know, over the course of a season, you're probably going to end up gaining some iRating, even if your pace is not quite there at the start. You know.
Yep.
Because there's plenty of races where we see a lot of people fall off.
And he's going to figure it out as well as he goes along. I mean, was he console racing? Was he or?
I'm not entirely sure. Pete Newman closing in the back of Clive Morrison. Morrison really struggling on his tyres now. Lap times have really fell off. So, and he actually moves out the way altogether. So,
Istvan's leads down to 1.5 as well. Sorry.
He's sliding around as well. So I'm not sure what that's all about.
Who's that?
That's Morrison.
Morrison. Needs to get in for some rubber, I think.
Yeah, you're right. So
has he been in yet?
no,
he
he's
hasn't.
not. Nope.
He may just be trying the no stop.
We've got what, 8 laps left?
10?
Oh, little wiggle for Hugo there.
10 laps left, I think. Istvan is right there now for the taking, it looks like. But this could be interesting, Alex, because it could take up that pack behind him as well as the cones go flying once again. He's struggling with his tyres now, Alex. It's only
big time.
I was going to say it's only a matter of time. DRS enabled as well.
Lars is very close to Fluke. I think he might even have a little sniff into Sunset Bend.
Down the
he doesn't.
Inside goes Ornelas.
There's the difference in the fresh rubber right there. Look at that. All three drivers just straight through. Got that much more grip going through there.
Esteban's got a cone stuck underneath his car as well. But and you know what? Could that be causing some? Could that have been causing an issue? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it could be, but lap times again were there or thereabouts. I mean, considering we lost 3 places as well, so still only a 39.1. That was what 1.5 seconds of what he was doing, but
yep.
that's all for losing track time. So
I'm getting in the pits now, mate. To be honest.
Yeah, well,
he should get in the pits, get some new tyres now. He'll come out in front of Ferenckern.
Yeah, he would. I think he would come out just. It'd be very, very close, but on the fresh rubber, it'd just destroy him, I think. So,
yeah.
Right, leaving it any longer would be a mistake unless he wants to see if he can hang with these guys. Certainly not going to get them.
I think something's happened to Ben Hackerson because he's dropped behind Eric Waugh.
Yeah, 140 lap last time by. So yeah, some problem for Hackerson then. Down to 15.
Oh, yes.
Down to 15 runners. Ironically, the only 3 runners that aren't running are the pro guys.
Yep. And now here we go for the lead, Jamie Fluke.
Oh, he's tight into Sunset. Can run both lines through here. It's a bit bumpier on the inside.
Fluke trying to take this chance. It might be his only one. You can follow him through this. I think he got out of line there, and I think if he'd have followed him maybe through, he might have had half a dabble into here.
This is where he needs to stay very close, and again, just lost a little bit of ground. Not going to be close. Oh!
He's lost some ground now.
Yeah. And will Lars be close enough with the run that he's going to get? I don't think he is.
Where he got punted off by Eric Davis.
Oh,
The hairpin.
Brent, something gone on there. Let's wind that back. He's just all of a sudden
out.
into the pits.
He's done.
We've had a couple of drivers just retired. Just as I said, it was just the pros.
So his fans should definitely come. Oh, it's
Oh, what's going on? Must have been ages ago.
Oh, it's Marcus Dreschel. Oh, Dreschel lost it. Lost it in front of Curry. In front of Curry, in front of Kern. Oh, that's his teammate as well. Oh, dear.
Well, you're gonna
What
get.
can we do?
You're gonna get ad by your teammate, I say.
Oh, this is it.
Let's just see this. The front three have just separated apart. I promise, if that looks like the timing screen's gonna get tasty.
Did you see the car of Dreschel? It just turned on a dime and just spun like a top.
Have a look. Any
I'm
minute
not sure
now,
which
I think
gear
it's gone
that's
now.
in, but that's
Probably went back.
kilometers an hour. So that's what, 4th gear, 5th gear?
Yeah, something like that.
But is it unusual to get wheel spin in that gear?
Well, I tell you what, it's not unusual to get wheel spin there at all. If there's an area of the track that the McLaren is really tricky to drive, it's those sort of medium speed corners where you've got a lot of lock.
Yep.
Well, relatively a lot of lock on, trying to do what you can and be absolutely foot to the floor. The torque that the car has just makes it very twitchy. And
that looks fairly similar to the accident that we saw in the Renault race earlier on, actually, in Lecombe, where just too much lock in a medium speed corner, like you say.
Yep.
Different reason, less downforce there on that Renault as this McLaren, but same result. Took someone else with him as well.
Didn't get a very Pinyamin just got miles out of the way, so I'm not really sure where Lars lost his time there, but all of a sudden he's 1.2 seconds back out of the DRS zone. That might just give Jamie the bit of the buffer that he needs, so he can put a proper attack on without having to worry about the attack from behind.
Pete Newman's off. Was he just getting out of the way?
Got out of the way a moment ago.
I don't know. Did he just make a mistake? Weird one.
Right, through the last corner then, Fluke. 0.6 of a second back, and it looked like you just a little bit close to the wall there again.
Balog's picked up another cone.
4.8 back, and still just circling around. The only one not to have done it with without a pit stop.
Good effort.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if he doesn't get a puncher, then that's some good intel for everybody, I guess, for this week's racing.
I wonder if he didn't really fight the guys coming through because he wants to just get a representative time, possibly, of how fast he can go as a pure
Eric,
time.
We might have lost Eric Joy as well. I think we have. Sorry, Eric Roy even.
Oh, yeah, he's crashed into the wall.
Apologies, Eric.
Into the last. Oh, no joy for Roy there. Oh, wow. Maybe wow. He shares a name with the best ice hockey goalkeeper of all time.
Oh,
he's Canadian as well, so there we go.
That is a killer as well. So that corner, and it does that. You just get on the gravel a little bit. It just, yeah.
That puts Dan Berry up into 8th.
Thing you can do.
And Hackerson into 7th.
Bill,
Yeah, Ben
this-
Hackerson doing a good job really out there. He's got a bit of damage. What's he lapping? 37s. And, you know, he's done some 36 in there. I think it's consistency for Hackerson.
Yep.
That's the problem, which I think is some of it in the Kia as well, is that he's had a couple of 40 laps mixed in with the 36s and 37s. 36.6 is a legitimately good time in the race.
Yeah, very good actually. Compared to where some of the other guys are, you know, the front runners really are sort of
Excuse me.
are much quicker.
Yep. So if he can harness that raw speed, which he obviously has, and apply that to every track and every, you know, and most laps of the race, I think he'll do very, very well indeed.
Oh, Fluke makes a mistake into the hairpin. That's going to give Hula a little bit of breathing room, and Lars also 1.3 back. He just seems to have dropped off
himself. Yeah.
Dropped off a little bit as well.
Just too hot on the brakes, wasn't he, Fluke?
Yeah. Now Jamie's caught up once before, so you have to think that he can probably do it again.
Oh yeah, almost certainly.
Not sure where he's going to get by, and if he had any ERS in reserve for like a late attack, he's going to almost use that now, you would think, to catch back up.
We've only got 4.5 laps to go, Alex.
I think we have timed this race quite perfect as well.
Yeah. I think we have. Blue Screen of Death couldn't foil us.
Thank you everybody for
unfortunately, but
yeah. Thank you for everybody tuning in as well. Appreciate that, jumping over from one to the other.
How many we got?
Yeah, 77 at the minute.
There we
Not
go.
too bad.
Going to be a good victory for Julio Ornelas if he wins this, I've got to say.
Yeah, because he's been under a lot of pressure through the whole race.
Do you know much about him then from...
New of course this season, so it's always good to meet new faces and get to know them.
And see somebody jumping in and mixing it with a guy who's, you know, won races in the Grand Prix series and like you say, took the fight to some top 10 contenders in the WCS is, yeah, it's very impressive from Ornelas. I think he's made a bit of an error there at the hairpin.
Yeah, back down to 0.6 of a second.
Half a second just disappears like that in the McLaren Honda, of course, and you know that's the beauty of. I think that's the beauty of Formula One in general, Alex. You've got to be on your game every lap.
Yeah, it's crazy how just a simple mistake can just cost you, oodles of time. You run wide and it's 0.3, 0.4, and you can physically see the gaps that much closer.
Plus, we got the Australian Grand Prix on Sunday morning. We've also got have we got action tomorrow on Apex Racing TV?
There is action tomorrow. There's British Sim Racers World, Kia World Series. There we go. We'll get it there.
There we go.
And also there's the European Stock Car Championship as well. That's coming from the Auto Club Speedway. So.
Oh, nice, California, nice.
Yeah. So a couple of good
more
races.
wide action.
Yes, a couple of good races, and then of course on Sunday we've got the official series Grand Prix series as well. So. That'll be fun as always. We're going to cover them again for the rest of the season.
That should be me and you as well.
Indeed.
Well,
and
you'll hear our dulcet tones again for about the 4th time this week.
Yeah. What else we got going on?
Kia Club Series.
Kia Club Series as well. And then myself and Cam are back for the how-to setup videos. I think this week we looked at pressures a little bit last week, and we're going to take a quick look at the cambers and toe-ins this week and how to use Motec to set those. So if you're interested in that, 9 o'clock on Sunday, I'll be streaming live again and just showing you how to use that and get that all set up.
Unfortunately, I won't be joining you for that one this week. I'm racing in the probably racing in the Kia Club Series this weekend. So I join Paul Smith and Adam Bath for that at about I believe is that 8 o'clock.
I think it is 8 o'clock.
I think it's 8 o'clock, potentially. It was 9 o'clock last season. We weren't sure whether we'd changed the time or not, but yeah, so join us for that anyway at the weekend. Go on YouTube and I guess that'll tell you. On our YouTube channel, will that tell you when it starts? So
Yeah, all of them there are all scheduled already. 3 laps to go then, 2
Jamie
laps.
Fluke with DRS.
Gonna have to start to put the pressure on as well.
Yeah, I mean, is it worth having a go at some point? Just having a lunch somewhere?
You got to, I think, haven't you? You can't afford to just sit tight. Got to have a go.
You're not fighting for. I suppose you are in a way, but not truly fighting for championship points in the way that you would in F1, for instance, or in the World Championship Series. It is a league. Having said that, you do get points for these races, but about the pride, isn't it? It's about winning the race, and for Jamie Fluke, who is a main team member, or definitely will be very soon, I'm sure. He's got his reputation on the line here a little bit.
No pressure on him, man.
He's got to uphold the honour of the team, I guess.
No other battles going on, so we're going to stick with this one as well. Lars dropped back now to 2.4. He's just not able to maintain the same pace. Couple of little mistakes creeping in.
How do you think everybody's done in general so far, then?
Been good performance. I mean, it's all about finishing, really. I think getting a full race run underneath you. It looks like we might have lost Ben Hackerson. He certainly had a little spin. I think he's going to be all right.
He's pitting.
We're on board with Fluke. This is where he needs to get a good run. Oh, just see the push going through the corner there. Just the dirty air and straight line speed. He's getting a run this time.
He has got an advantage with DRS, about 7 or 8 kilometres an hour. Not a great deal for a DRS-enabled push, I must admit, but there was a noticeable difference there that time, at least. Hackerson in the pits and now out of the pits, as he just got he's managed to keep the place over Max Armour. So nothing lost really there for Hackerson, Alex.
No, just obviously perhaps going to try and get a really good just having a look. Fluke was close going into the hairpin. Bensiff line.
Where can he find a way through, Jamie Fluke? And of course, racecraft is a good part of his game, being in the BSRTC. Can he replicate that in a single seater and take the victory on the last lap at Sebring? Hardly any elevation change on this circuit either, Alex. Pretty much flat all the way around.
Yeah, apart from the bumps.
Apart from the bumps, yes. Flat in one way, not so much in the other. Through this last complex then, can Fluke get close enough to use his DRS? He's going to use all of the energy recovery system as well.
That's as close as he's been, 0.3 of a second. He's going to have to go.
Here comes the DRS.
Around the outside, I bet they're both full on the ERS defending. Oh.
Big overspeed for Fluke. Oh, he tried to have a look. Can he just carry the speed round? Oh, it's going to be very close. Oh, he's gone. Oh, man.
Big time crash. Well,
and he's not making that to the end.
You got to give it some. Lars comes across in second, then Hugo takes the win. Great battle from both of them. You got to go all in, I think, haven't you? And he did exactly.
To him there?
Did exactly that. Just a big old twitch coming out of there, and so Istvan's going to come through on 3rd place on a no-stop strategy, I might add. So congrats to him. So lap times had dropped off quite a bit, and he ended up 20 seconds behind. So it's doable. It's doable on a no-stop, but I don't think it's that quick.
I bet his tyres felt like cottage cheese at the end.
Yeah,
they were horrible. Good performance though from him. But if you look at the fact that he was about half a second off the front guys in qualifying, he really didn't lose much time over what sort of his projected finish would have been almost.
No, I don't think so. Actually, you're right. He probably would have ended up about where he is. So it's very much of the muchness.
You take a punt, don't you? Like you say, you go all in. You try and do it. If you're going to do a no stop though, this is where it is. You commit to the strategy until it doesn't become viable anymore. And for him, it might have just been, like I said, a simple exercise of, how long does it take?
For those of you who are wondering where the Formula Renault stream is for iRacing, from iRacing, if you're not on their YouTube page and you're on iRacing Live, You just need to click the 2 buttons at the top. It gives you the option of which broadcast you want to see. So on the left, you've got the McLaren series. On the right, you've got the Formula Renault.
Well, that's where we're going to be heading now, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So, great race, everybody there.
I'll just do a quick. Oh, in fact, I'll just do a quick rundown of the result just before we head off. Julio Ornelas taking a great win by 2.6 seconds over Lars Boll. Istvan Balog in third. Mark Warmington, a great fourth from him. Yannick Van Broek started 18th and got up to 5th. Good performance as well. Dan Berry in 6th. Jamie Fluke was classified in 7th ahead of Ben Hackison. Max Alma was 9th. Ferenc Kern 10th. Andrew Curry 11th. Clive Morrison in 12th. Eric Ruafa was 13th. Pete Newman 14th. Marcus Dressel 15th. Graham Carroll 16th. And Martin Van Loosnoord 17th.
Thank you, Mr. Woodhouse.
No worries.
Quick fun back to back, all with all of our dramas and everything else there thrown in the middle. It's always fun. It's never simple, is it?
Nah, not too much, but it's always a pleasure, mate.
Indeed. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back next week. I can't even tell you where we're at because I'm so ill prepared. But we'll have some fun. It's at the official tracks anyway, no. So I think it's Motegi for the F1, but I'm not 100% sure on the Formula Renault. So might be Zandvoort. There we go. Taking a wild stab. You'll let me know if I'm right. Right. Thanks all for tuning in. We'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow for some Kia World Series and some European Stock Car Championship racing. But for now, thank you very much, and we'll see you then.